All right, so this person wants to know how much they can make a month realistically, drop shipping on sites like Poshmark, OfferUp, Mercari, and Facebook Marketplace all combined. So let's just go down the list here. Poshmark, I'd say realistically, most beginners can make anywhere from like $1,000 to $3,000 a month profit. That's profit, not rev. That's probably the best site on here for beginners to do because it's 90 to 95% automated once you get everything up. There's software that's going to bring in sales for you and bring in more eyes on your closet. Plus, there's software, obviously, on all of these, except OfferUp, that can list to, the site for you automatically, copy the pictures, the titles, all that good stuff. It makes it stupidly easy. $3,000 is realistically, I think, the most right around there, give or take a few $100, is like the most I've ever made on Poshmark in a month. And keep in mind that was during Q4 last year. So you might not necessarily hit that, but realistically, every single month you could probably do $1,000 to $2,000 a month in profit on Poshmark. It's very easy to do. And it kind of, just shows up on autopilot if you're listing the right things and you're using ShareBots and software like that. OfferUp kind of sucks in my opinion. I wouldn't list there. I wouldn't waste your time. The only time I would recommend listing there, because A, there's not a lot of sales velocity there, and also B, one of the detriments of OfferUp is you can't list on a computer, so it slows you down. You have to list from your phone. So I wouldn't recommend a listing there and wasting your time with that. The only time I would say that that's necessary and you should, waste your time listing there is if you're already listing on all these other platforms and you're already maximizing like a virtual assistant's time, and they have extra time at the end of the day, or you have extra time at the end of the day. You've already tried to list on all the other places and you're just looking for a few extra $100 a month in profit, then by all means also list the OfferUp. I think my best month on OfferUp, I probably did a few $100. It might have been like 3, 4, maybe $500, but that was like 3 years ago when I was listing very heavily there, and I don't do it anymore. I was never able to really scale it. I would say realistically now, there's no reason you can't make $100, $200, maybe $300 a month on OfferUp, but you'd have to be listing a lot, and it sucks because, again, like I said, you have to do it from your phone. Now, Mercari is probably the second best on here, right after Poshmark. With Mercari, you can probably make anywhere from like $1,000 to, again, $3,000 a month profit, maybe even more, although I would caution you scaling it much past that, because the type of products that you're going to be able to list on Mercari and essentially get away with it without getting too in depth here in this video are a lot less than the type of products that you're able to list on Facebook Marketplace or Poshmark, right? With Mercari, you really need to be selective about the products that you're listing there, because you can't look like you have stock images. You can't look like you're drop shipping, whereas somewhere like Poshmark, you can get away with it and they don't really care as much, it seems, right? Same thing with Facebook Marketplace and all the other ones. So with Mercari, I would say scale slowly, make sure you're picking the right products. But if you're doing that, $1,000 to $3,000 a month profit, realistically, definitely there. It's kind of like a baby eBay. I love Mercari. Now, Facebook Marketplace, way back in the day you could earn 20 grand there, profit a month, just listing like stupid things from Amazon. It was ridiculously simple. And then it kind of tanked and you barely could earn like $100 a month there. It still kind of sucks in comparison to like what it used to be back in the day, obviously during the heyday in the Wild West, like 2-3 years ago. But you can actually earn decent money there, like side hustle wise. So I'd probably put it in the OfferUp category where you can earn like a few $100 there, maybe $500. Realistically, that's probably the ceiling right now. It's like a side hustle, but the benefit of Facebook Marketplace is you really don't need to pay much attention to it or spend much time doing it. Whereas like OfferUp, the numbers aren't really there to justify your effort. With Facebook, it doesn't really take that much effort because you can, again, you don't have to list from the phone like OfferUp, and you can use ZDrop and List Perfectly. If you already have listings up on like Poshmark or Mercari, then List Perfectly will morph those listings over to Facebook Marketplace like almost instantly. So then the effort that it takes you to get all those listings from Poshmark and Mercari or wherever else, Etsy, and like anywhere, right, is going to be very, very minuscule compared to what you'd have to do on other marketplaces to list newer products. And so for that reason, I would recommend listing the Facebook Marketplace there. Realistically, probably I'd say $500 right now is the ceiling. It does look promising. It's slightly coming back, although I am holding my breath because who really knows with Facebook Marketplace? It's been up, it's been down, it's been all over the place. But yeah, that's realistically what I'd say. You can probably make $5,000 to like $10,000 across the board on all of them, maybe. But realistically, if you're just starting out, I would just pick one of those places. Start with Poshmark or Mercari, shoot for $1,000 a month profit. You can get there relatively fast, I would say within a month or two. If you're listing consistently, picking good products, and then it just scale from there, right? Like, is this business model, retail dropshipping on these websites, going to make you a millionaire? No, of course not. I've never said that. $3,000, $5,000 a month profit for a business model like this that doesn't take much effort. You can do it on the side, whether you have a full-time job that's like a 9 to 5, or you're already an entrepreneur doing something different like TikTok Shop or video content or content creation or whatever the case is. It's a no-brainer. Like $3,000 to $5,000 a month profit on top of whatever else you're making, just doing simple stuff like this, retail dropshipping on these websites, is a no-brainer, and it's life-changing money for a lot of people. So hope that answers your question.